I was sitting in my office at work when my wedding planner, Monica, called me with an urgent tone in her voice. "Amanda, we need to talk. Like, right now." "What's wrong? Is there a problem with the venue?" "No, the venue is fine, but your parents just called me and changed everything. The flowers, the menu, the color scheme, even your cake." My heart dropped. "What do you mean they changed everything?" "They said you'd made impulsive decisions and they were fixing them. They told me, and I quote, 'We know better. We're paying for half, so we get a say.'" "Amanda, I need to know. Did you authorize these changes?" "No, absolutely not." What happened next would force me to make a choice I never thought I'd have to make: cancel my dream wedding, or let my parents control the biggest day of my life. Stay with me, because this story is about the moment you realize your parents will never let you make your own decisions, even on your wedding day. Before we continue, if you've ever had a parent take over something important to you, hit that subscribe button right now. Your support means everything to me. And comment below. Has a family member ever gone behind your back to change your plans? Let's talk about it. Now back to my story. Let me back up and explain how I got here. My name is Amanda Chen. I'm 27 years old, and I work as a graphic designer. 6 months ago, my boyfriend of 4 years, Jake, proposed to me. It was perfect, intimate, everything I'd dreamed of. We set a wedding date for October 15th, exactly 1 year after our engagement. We wanted time to plan everything carefully. I'd always dreamed of a small, elegant wedding, garden ceremony, 50 guests, soft colors, simple but beautiful. Jake was completely on board. His parents were supportive. My parents, well, they had opinions, a lot of opinions. From the moment I got engaged, my mother started planning. Not helping me plan, actually planning, like it was her wedding. "You should have the ceremony at St. Catherine's Church. That's where your father and I got married." "Mom, Jake and I want an outdoor ceremony." "Outdoor? What if it rains?" "We'll have a tent." "That's so risky. Just do it at the church." "We've already booked a garden venue." She looked hurt. "Without asking me first?" "Mom, it's my wedding. And I'm your mother. I should be consulted on major decisions." This was just the beginning. When I chose my bridesmaid dresses, soft lavender, my mother said they were too pale and suggested burgundy instead. When I selected my menu, a mix of Jake's favorite foods and mine, my mother said it was too casual and pushed for a 5-course formal dinner. When I picked my flowers, white roses and eucalyptus, my mother said they were too simple and wanted elaborate arrangements with lilies and orchids. Every single decision she questioned. But I stood my ground. This was my wedding, mine and Jake's, and we were making the choices we wanted. Then, 3 months before the wedding, my parents offered to pay for half. "We want to contribute," my father said. "It's important to us." Jake and I could afford the wedding ourselves, but the financial help would be nice. So we agreed. Big mistake. The moment they contributed money, my mother acted like she owned the wedding. Since we're paying for half, we should get to invite more people from our side. "We're keeping it at 50 guests, Mom. That's what we want." "But your father has business associates who should be there." "It's not a networking event. It's our wedding." "Don't be selfish, Amanda. These people matter to your father's career." "Then you can invite them to a party after the wedding, but not to the ceremony." She didn't take that well. Over the next few weeks, she kept pushing. More guests, fancier decorations, expensive upgrades. I kept saying no. Then she called Monica, my wedding planner. Monica had been incredible. She understood my vision. She made everything easy and stress-free. Until that phone call. "Monica, walk me through exactly what my parents changed," I said, my voice shaking. "Okay, first, the flowers. You wanted white roses and eucalyptus, simple and elegant. Your mother changed it to a full floral explosion. Orchids, lilies, roses, hydrangeas. Very elaborate, very expensive." "How expensive?" "An additional $3,000. I felt sick. "What else?" "The menu. You chose a buffet with your favorite foods. Your mother changed it to a 5-course plated dinner with filet mignon and lobster. An additional $4,500. This can't be happening. Your color scheme. You wanted soft lavender and white. She changed everything to burgundy and gold, which means new linens, new napkins, new table settings, another $2,000. Is there more? Your cake. You wanted a simple 3-tier vanilla cake with buttercream. She ordered a 6-tier fondant cake with gold leaf detailing, $1,200 more. I did the math in my head. My parents had added nearly $11,000 to my wedding budget, without asking me. Monica, can you cancel all these changes? I can, but your mother was very insistent. She said she's paying for these upgrades herself, so you shouldn't complain. I don't care if she's paying. These aren't my choices. This isn't my wedding anymore. I understand. What do you want me to do? Change everything back to my original choices and tell my parents they are not authorized to make any more changes without my explicit approval. Will do. Amanda, I'm sorry this happened. It's not your fault. My mother is impossible. I hung up and immediately called my mother. She answered on the second ring. Hello, sweetie. Mom, did you call my wedding planner and change all my decisions? Brief pause. Oh, Monica told you? Yes, she told me, because she needed my approval, which you apparently told her she didn't need. I was just making some improvements. They're not improvements. They're completely different choices. Choices I specifically decided against. But honey, those choices were boring. I was making your wedding more elegant. I don't want elegant. I want what I chose, simple and beautiful. You're being dramatic. No, I'm being furious. You went behind my back and changed my wedding. How could you do that? Because we're paying for half. That gives us some say. Having some say means offering opinions, not hijacking my entire wedding. My father's voice came on the line. He'd picked up the extension. Amanda, calm down. Don't tell me to calm down. You two just spent an extra $11,000 on things I specifically said I didn't want. We're doing this for you, my mother started. No, you're doing this for yourselves, so you can brag to your friends about how extravagant my wedding was. Silence. That's not fair, my father said quietly. Isn't it? Mom's been planning her dream wedding through me since the day I got engaged. This isn't about what I want. It's about what she wants. We just want you to have a nice wedding, my mother said. I was having a nice wedding, the wedding I planned, with my choices, but you couldn't stand that it wasn't fancy enough for you. You're being ungrateful. I'm being honest. Monica is changing everything back to my original choices, and if you make one more change without my permission, Jake and I will elope. You wouldn't dare, my mother gasped. Try me. I hung up. That evening, I told Jake everything. We were sitting in our apartment, and I was still shaking with anger. They changed everything, he said, his face darkening. Without asking you? Everything. Flowers, food, colors, cake. They added $11,000 worth of upgrades I specifically said I didn't want. That's insane. And my mother said because they're paying for half, they get to make decisions. Jake stood up and started pacing. No, absolutely not. We're paying them back, right now. What? However much they contributed, we're paying them back. They don't get to use money as leverage to control our wedding. Jake, that's almost $15,000. We'd have to use most of our savings. I don't care. Amanda, look at you. You're miserable. This is supposed to be the happiest time of our lives, and your parents are making it a nightmare. I know, but no buts. We're paying them back. Then they have zero claim on any decisions. This is our wedding, not theirs. I felt tears welling up. Are you sure? That's a lot of money. I'm sure. You're more important than savings. Our wedding is more important than money, and your peace of mind is worth everything. I hugged him tightly. Thank you. We're a team, and no one, not even your parents, gets to make you this upset. The next day, Jake and I went to the bank and transferred $15,000 to my parents' account. Then I called them. Mom, check your bank account. Jake and I just paid you back every penny you contributed to the wedding. What? Why? Because you can't use money as an excuse to control our wedding. We don't want your money. We want our freedom. Amanda, that's ridiculous. No, what's ridiculous is thinking that paying for half of something gives you total control over it. My father came on the line again. Amanda, we don't want your money back. Too late. It's already in your account. We were just trying to help. You weren't helping. You were hijacking. So now you have no financial stake in this wedding, which means you get no say in the decisions. None. You're being childish, my mother said. Maybe, but it's my wedding, and I can be as childish as I want. Goodbye. I hung up before they could argue. Monica called me an hour later. Amanda, your mother just called me back. My stomach dropped. What did she want? She tried to reinstate all her changes. She said you were being emotional and didn't know what you really wanted. What did you tell her? I told her that you're my client, not her, and unless the changes come directly from you, I'm not making them. She was not happy. I bet. She also said she's going to call the venue directly and make changes herself. Can she do that? Not without your authorization. I already called the venue and told them only you and Jake are authorized to make changes. Anyone else needs to be verified through me first. Thank you, Monica. Seriously. Thank you for protecting my wedding. That's my job. But Amanda, you need to know, your mother is persistent. She's going to keep trying. I know, but I'm done letting her. My parents didn't speak to me for a week. Complete silence. Then my aunt called, my mother's sister. Amanda, what's going on? Your mother is in tears. She says you're shutting her out of your wedding. That's not true. I'm just not letting her control it. She says you rejected all her ideas and returned her money. I rejected her unauthorized changes. She went behind my back and changed everything I'd chosen, then used money as justification. My aunt was quiet for a moment. She did that? Yes. Without asking me, without my permission. Just called my wedding planner and changed everything. Oh, Amanda, that's not okay. Thank you. Everyone acts like I'm being unreasonable, but she completely overstepped. I believe you. Your mother has always been controlling. I love her, but she has boundary issues. I don't know what to do. I want her at my wedding, but I can't let her take it over. Have you tried talking to her? Like, really talking? About why she's doing this? Every conversation turns into a fight. What if I mediate? What if we all sit down together and have an honest conversation? I hesitated. Do you think it would help? Maybe. Or maybe it will at least clear the air. Either way, you need to try. She's your mother, and you're getting married once. You don't want her absence hanging over your wedding day. She was right. 2 days later, we all met at a restaurant. Me, Jake, my parents, and my aunt as mediator. It was awkward. Tense. My aunt started. We're here to talk, not fight. Everyone gets to speak, and everyone has to listen. Agreed? We all nodded. Amanda, why don't you start? Tell your parents how you're feeling. I took a deep breath. I feel like you don't trust me to make my own decisions. Every choice I make, you question. Every plan I have, you try to change. And when I pushed back, you went behind my back and changed everything anyway. We were trying to help, my mother started. Let her finish, my aunt said gently. I continued. I know you think you were helping, but it didn't feel like help. It felt like control, like you think I'm incapable of planning my own wedding. That's not true, my father said. Then why did you change everything without asking me? They didn't have an answer. I want you at my wedding. I want you involved, but I need you to respect that it's my wedding, not yours. My choices, not yours. My mother's eyes were red. I just wanted it to be perfect. Perfect for who? Me? Or you? She looked down. Maybe both. Mom, I need you to be honest. Why is controlling my wedding so important to you? She was quiet for a long moment. Then she said something that changed everything. Because I never got the wedding I wanted. I stared at my mother. What? I never got the wedding I wanted, she repeated, tears streaming down her face. Your grandmother planned my entire wedding, every detail. I had no say. My aunt nodded. It's true. Your grandmother was very controlling. I wanted a small ceremony, my mother continued, just close family and friends, but your grandmother insisted on a huge wedding. 200 guests. Most of them were her friends and business associates. I barely knew half the people there. Mom, I didn't know that. I hated my wedding day. I felt like a prop in someone else's event, and I promised myself that when my daughter got married, I'd help her have the perfect wedding. But you're doing the exact same thing Grandma did to you. She looked shocked. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. You're taking over my wedding just like Grandma took over yours. You're making it about what you want instead of what I want. But I'm trying to make it perfect. Perfect for who? You're recreating the wedding you wish you'd had, not the wedding I actually want. My mother covered her face with her hands and sobbed. My father put his arm around her. I didn't realize, she whispered. I didn't realize I was doing the same thing. Mom, I understand now. You had a bad experience, and you're trying to fix it through me. But that's not fair to me. I know. I'm so sorry, Amanda. I've been terrible. You haven't been terrible. You've just been controlling. My father spoke up. When your mother and I got married, her mother controlled everything, and it caused a huge rift between them for years. They barely spoke for the first 5 years of our marriage. I don't want that to happen with us, my mother said. I love you so much, and I've been pushing you away by trying to control you. So what do we do now? I asked. My aunt leaned forward. I think you both need to set clear expectations. Amanda, tell your mother exactly what role you want her to have in the wedding. And Margaret, you need to respect those boundaries. I thought about it. Mom, I do want you involved. I want you at dress fittings. I want your opinion on things. But I need you to understand that opinions are different from demands. You can suggest things, but if I say no, you have to accept that. I can do that, my mother said. And you can't go behind my back and change things. If you have an issue with one of my decisions, you come to me directly, not to my wedding planner, not to my vendors, to me. Agreed. And the wedding I'm planning, simple, elegant, 50 guests, that's the wedding I want. It might not be the wedding you wanted, but it's mine. I understand, and I'm sorry for trying to change it. Also, I need you to stop using money as leverage. Jake and I paid you back specifically so you can't say we're paying for half as justification for controlling things. My father nodded. We understand, and for what it's worth, we'd like to contribute again, but with no strings attached this time, just as a gift, no expectations, no control. I'll think about it. We sat in silence for a moment. Then my mother said, Can I ask you something? Sure. Why lavender? Why that specific color? Because it was the color of the flowers Jake gave me on our first date. He showed up with a bouquet of lavender from his mother's garden. It was sweet and thoughtful and unexpected. So when I think of lavender, I think of falling in love with him. My mother smiled through her tears. That's beautiful. And the simple cake? That's because Jake and I aren't fancy people. We're comfortable and real and simple. A 6-tier gold leaf cake doesn't represent us. But a vanilla buttercream cake? That's us. I didn't understand the meaning behind your choices. I just saw them as too simple. They are simple, but they're meaningful. And they're ours. I'm sorry I didn't ask about the meaning. I just assumed you hadn't thought things through. I've thought everything through. Every choice has a reason. My mother reached across the table and took my hand. Will you tell me the reasons? Behind all your choices? I want to understand. Okay, but you have to promise not to try to change anything. I promise. Over the next few weeks, my mother and I had several long conversations. I explained every wedding decision and the meaning behind it. The garden venue? Because Jake proposed to me in a garden. The 50 guests? Because we only wanted people who truly knew us and our love story. The eucalyptus? Because it symbolizes protection and abundance. The buffet? because we wanted our guests to choose what they wanted, not be forced into a formal 5-course meal. Every choice had meaning, and once my mother understood the meaning, she stopped trying to change things. She even apologized to Monica. "I'm sorry for going behind Amanda's back and changing everything. It was wrong and disrespectful." Monica told me about the call. "Your mother sounded genuinely remorseful." "She is. She's been working on her control issues." "That's good. Because honestly, Amanda, I've been doing this for 10 years, and I've never had a parent so aggressively try to take over a wedding." She had her reasons. Doesn't excuse it, but at least I understand now. My mother also started going to therapy. She called me 2 weeks before the wedding. "I wanted you to know I've been seeing a counselor to work through my issues with control and boundaries." "Mom, that's great. She's helped me understand that I've been trying to rewrite my own wedding disappointment through you, and that's not fair." "No, it's not, but I'm glad you're working on it." "Me too. And Amanda, I'm excited for your wedding, your real wedding, the one you and Jake planned." I felt tears sting my eyes. "Thank you, Mom." "Lavender is a beautiful color, and simple is elegant. I see that now." "I love you, Mom." "I love you too, sweetheart." October 15th arrived, my wedding day. The weather was perfect, 70 degrees, sunny, light breeze. The garden venue was decorated exactly as I'd envisioned, lavender and white everywhere, simple, elegant, beautiful. My mother helped me get ready. She cried when she saw me in my dress. "You're so beautiful," she whispered. "Thank you for being here, Mom." "Thank you for letting me be here. After everything I did, I wouldn't have blamed you for uninviting me. You're my mother. I always wanted you here. I just needed you to let me be me." "I know, and I'm so sorry it took me so long to understand that." We hugged. A real, genuine hug. When it was time to walk down the aisle, my father took my arm. "Your mother has been raving about this wedding all week," he said. "She finally understands why you made the choices you made." "Good, because I'm happy with how everything turned out." "So are we. This is perfect, Amanda. Truly perfect." The ceremony was everything I dreamed of. Jake cried when he saw me. I cried when we said our vows. Our 50 guests, the people who truly mattered, witnessed our love story. The reception was casual and fun. The buffet was a hit. The cake was delicious. The lavender decorations were photographed by everyone. At one point, my mother pulled me aside. "This is beautiful, Amanda. I was wrong. Simple is perfect. This is exactly what a wedding should be." "Thank you for saying that. And thank you for not giving up on me, for setting boundaries but still including me. You're my mother. I love you, even when you drive me crazy." She laughed. "I love you too." My aunt came over with a glass of champagne. "This wedding is gorgeous. And you two worked things out. I'm proud of both of you." "Thanks for mediating," I said. "We needed that conversation." Sometimes families need a neutral third party to help them communicate. I'm just glad it worked. As the night went on, I looked around at my wedding, my choices, my vision, my dream, and my mother was there, not controlling anything, just celebrating, just being happy for me. That's all I'd ever wanted. It's been 3 months since my wedding. Jake and I are happily married, living in our apartment, building our life together. My relationship with my mother is better than it's ever been. She still has moments where she tries to control things, but she catches herself now. "Sorry, that was controlling," she'll say. "What do you think?" And I give her my honest opinion, and she respects it. She's still in therapy, still working through her issues with her own mother, still learning about boundaries, and I'm still setting boundaries when needed. But now she actually respects them. Looking back, I'm glad my parents went behind my back and changed my wedding plans. Not because I wanted them to do it, but because it forced us to have conversations we should have had years ago. It forced my mother to confront her own unresolved wedding trauma. It forced me to stand up for myself. It forced our whole family to learn about healthy boundaries. My wedding day was perfect. Not because everything went smoothly, there were small hiccups, but because it was authentically mine, my choices, my vision, my celebration of love with Jake. And my mother was there, genuinely happy. not trying to control anything, just being my mom. That's more valuable than any elaborate flower arrangement or 6-tier cake could ever be. If you're planning a wedding and dealing with controlling parents, here's my advice. Stand your ground, set boundaries, communicate clearly, but also try to understand where they're coming from. My mother wasn't trying to ruin my wedding. She was trying to fix her own. And once I understood that, I could set boundaries with compassion instead of anger. Your wedding is yours. Don't let anyone take that from you, not even family, not even people who love you and think they're helping. Because at the end of the day, you're the one who has to look back on your wedding photos and feel joy. Not regret, not resentment, just pure joy. And that's worth fighting for. Thank you so much for watching. If this story touched your heart, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Your support truly means the world to me. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. I love reading every single one of them. Each comment inspires me to keep creating stories for you. See you next time.